Hi, I'm Uncle Mark, and I'm going to take you along as I take a look at my wife's 2010 Dodge Caravan. It's, I think, the same to 2019 or 2020. Got a little rust problem. It's starting in the wheel lip. Take the lug nuts off. I've actually got it on a hydraulic jack. I'm going to sit a jack stand under it. Always a safe idea, especially if you knew what really holds that jack up. So there's an inner fender plastic piece here. It's just half of the inner wheel well. Looks like there's 3 little push pins or whatever you want to call them. Nothing else. So I'm going to try and get them out. Looks real easy, doesn't it? Yeah, I thought so too. I'm going to put this tool in the description. I use this a lot. You'll see this in most of my videos. It's a door panel tool, I guess, but it can take these clips out as well. And it's not the tool's fault it's not coming out easy. There's no real backing here that I'm pushing against. As you can see, there's room in the back, and it's the simple things that sometimes take the longest. So I'm going to pry against something else. Try this way, try that way. These usually don't come out that easy anyway, but no pulling it off without breaking it. More leverage. Big hammer. There you go, it came out. So I'll show you the second one here too. Again, not that easy to get off, but a little bit of work. Again, without this tool, it would be even worse. Again, for some reason, the way they have this, it's not flush with the part it's on. Can you kind of see back here? So where do you pry and what? You can kind of see what's going on. It's a goofy system, but try and get back under there and do a double pry. Big screwdriver. And try it from the top here a little bit, but I can't seem to get leverage against some hard piece behind there. So I'll just show you it's not that easy, but it'll come off. I've used one of my ideas. This worked pretty good. It's pushed against the vice grips and pop. It came out. There you go. So that's 2 of these 3. And then the one at the front here. Boy, you can see my rust. Oh. I should have looked at this earlier this year. Might have saved myself a little bit of... It's worse than I thought, but better than I thought. This one was even more interesting to get out. Again, this tool in the description. It's part of a door panel tool kit, I guess, which just has a few other little pieces in it. I think this exact one I got had a big one of these and a smaller pry. I'll use another tool behind it. Not in the description. There, she popped out. Or it popped out. Put it somewhere I won't lose it. And the bottom should just didn't have this apart before, but kind of came out the way I thought it was put in there. And all the gravel too. We haven't really done that much gravel. Well, this is a 2010 and this is 2022, so there's a big bunch of mud and dirt right here. No wonder it's starting to rust. Yeah, we've got a few gravel roads where we live, but we do live in town on pavement. Down usually is on pavement. But it gets over the years somehow. Back wheel has thrown this up and over the plastic somehow. Oh well. Try and clean it out a little bit, the best I can. Some of it was a little bit wet too. Most of it I'm getting in the pail, some of it is on the floor. Try not to bore you too much about all the cleaning here, just trying to show you how much actually was in here and what's behind it. And of course, if it's wet, you can see it's been kind of rusting. No holes yet, which is pretty good. We do have a lot of salt here. We're in Manitoba, Canada. They use salt on the highways in the wintertime and in town. Not crazy amounts. It's not as bad as like Ontario, whatever they use there, but so I'm just trying to clean everything up the best I can. What I ended up doing is I got a little round wire brush, put on the end of a drill and tried cleaning this up a little bit. And there's some of the stuff that came out of there. It's quite a bit, actually. It's pretty heavy. So after I cleaned it up the best I could, or as best as I wanted to, I got some paint slash primer. It's rust paint, I guess. You can see what brand you want to use. It could have been any color, I would imagine, too. I did blow dirt out. I did dry everything good before I put this stuff on. So I'm just going to cover it to get it to stop from what it's doing, hopefully. It's not going to be the perfect job, but I think this will probably last. I'm going to keep checking on this. Make sure I cover all that those spots there too, and way back in the lip. So I usually try and clean the wheel wells out pretty good, although this is behind this plastic piece. You see all the dirt has been sitting there? And some mud. Of course, most of it stayed on the metal. It's a plastic piece, but you can see how when it's layered in behind there. This lip for sure. It's the other wheel lip. So anyway, after that I thought, put a whole bunch of paint on there. I thought I'm going to try and clean this piece that we see up the most. This is what the wife noticed and was all upset. She doesn't like rust. So it's like, okay, well, we'll try and... I didn't think this side was really a problem. The rust just kind of went around the corner. Not thinking that, well, what am I going to do? There's a little bit of rust on the edges. Now that I've got this rubbing compound on there, is that paintable? I don't think so. So I got a little bit of rubbing alcohol, isopropyl alcohol. Hopefully that's going to work well. Just to clean it up. Try to let it dry, and then I put a little bit of paint on the edge. Now I noticed there was a kind of a crack there. I don't know if it actually goes far or not. There would have been a factory sealant or something in there from, well, the factory. I just got some blue gasket maker that I had kicking around. I thought, it's just got a seal, right? I'm sure my auto body friends are going to say, no, Mark, you didn't do too good. Sorry, Jerry. I should have actually consulted with him first. Anyway, put it on there. You can still see the crack, but as you move the light around, you can see that it's actually, it's covered, it's sealed it. It's just a little bit see-through. So I'm just going to spray fluid film. I'm not going to bother with, I know some are going to say, why did you use undercoating? Well, a lot of times moisture gets in behind there after, and it starts rusting even worse. Whereas this stuff, the water can't penetrate it, so. I sprayed a bunch, and then the can seems to be running out. I didn't use very much of it. You can kind of see it's this yellowy colored stuff. It's wool wax. They're not really a sponsor, but maybe they will be one day. I don't know if it's worth trying to put this in the description or not. You can probably get it locally, but I will. I'll see if I can. What I like about this is then it starts migrating once you've put it on. Like it moves on its own just a little further out, if that makes any sense. And then it stays put. I figured I should spray in this hole. This is one of the holes that had for one of those push pins or whatever those clips are called. So I'm going to spray in there because I imagine some kind of water might get in there. And then put the plastic piece back on. I guess I could have cleaned it up a little more, although it's going to get dirty the first time the wife takes the van out, right? So I made sure that it goes over the lip on the inside, right, first, and then just got the holes to line up. That one, first one I'm putting in there, that clip is actually still in the hole in the plastic. To give it a little push. And, well, okay, that one actually went in okay. I tried to get this one in a little bit. It's like, it doesn't want to go in very easily, so I'm going to spray it. I don't know if that's a good idea or not, but it still wasn't that easy to put in. So I don't think it's going to fall out. In fact, I thought, smack it in there with the back of my screwdriver. And then the last one, the third one, it's like, where is it? I'm looking everywhere. Oh, it somehow rolled away and it was between the wall and a recycling bin, so I'm glad I found it. I looked everywhere for it. So I kind of held it with one hand, tried pushing it in there as well. And yep, I had to use a hammer. I'm right-handed, but I'm using the left one there, and that's why it doesn't. And look at this. It did start bubbling already. I thought it had no bubbling. Yeah, I might be trying to fix that later. Put the tire back on. Get that jack stand out of there first. Line that back up. Get the lug nuts on by hand. Get them all snugged up. Then I got my... Well, I've got an electric. I just snugged them up. Then I use my torque wrench, and I think I set it like 75 foot-pounds. And I just, again, I'm just snugging them. All of them. Then I just let the tire just go down far enough that it wouldn't spin. But the van is still off the ground, so I don't have all the weight on there. Hopefully that's the recommended weight. Then I'm just kind of snugging them before it clicks. I've got it set at 100 foot-pounds. I believe that's the spec for Chrysler, for the van. And then I'm doing a crisscross pattern. I'm just skipping every second lug nut. And when you go around the 5, if you do that, you end up getting them all done. Put it down, give the keys back to the wife, and she owes me something. Thanks for watching. Hopefully the video was helpful to you. I wish I would have known this a little earlier, that there was such a problem behind there, because I see there's a little bit of bubbling happening on the paint now on the outside, and once it starts to bubble, you know there's going to be rust coming no matter what you've done. If I would have done this maybe a couple, 3, 4 years ago, I might have saved myself some body work later on. Please give me the thumbs up if you like the video. You can subscribe down in the corner as well. Also, I'll put a playlist for the Dodge Grand Caravan right there. And lots of videos there for the older ones and a little bit newer ones as well. Until next time, I'm Uncle Mark saying bye-bye. You and your family stay safe. Please subscribe and you'll get all the notifications. It's easy. The little dog will show you how. Ring the bell. Ring the bell. Oh, come on. Well, hopefully this video